Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. And I'm joined here with my beloved brother, the brother
Asa.
And we're about to do a response video to the video that the brother did in the Mandatory Disciples video room, how Trump is declaring martial law and basically federalizing D.C. and has in mind to do that throughout the rest of the country as well. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham,
10 years ago.
Barakatah. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. The speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah. And to the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. So that's what it is, and that's where we at. End time prophecies are popping off the pages like Orville Redenbacher popcorn right now.
That's right.
And this guy Donald Trump, he has militarized. You know, he's called martial law in D.C. Okay, militarized the city, and pretty much basically he's federalized it. All right, and that's what he's done. He's declared martial law in D.C., okay, because of crime. Despite crime being down and at an all-time low in major cities throughout the country, okay. But this is the narrative that Esau uses to carry out his agenda, okay. This guy, Big Balls, an employee at Doge, supposedly tried to help some people or help a lady, and at the same time while helping her, they jumped him. You know, the lady was getting jumped by some thugs, and they jumped his ass too, beat him to a bloody pulp as well, okay? Now, this is hearsay, okay? There's no camera footage, no videotape, just based on hearsay or what you might call word of mouth, okay? And this is what he does, all right? You have something you want to add, Asa?
I could go with the, yeah. I'm going to give you the definition of martial law. And this is the AI overview. Martial law is the temporary imposition of military rule over a civilian population, usually during times of emergency, where the military takes over the functions of the civilian government. It involves the suspension of ordinary law and the suspension of military law and authority. So once federal law takes over, they'll basically write their own book. And that's where we're headed now, especially with somebody that calls himself king president. So we'll leave it at that. But that is your definition of martial law.
And there you have it, okay? And we'll pretty much give you the definition of federalizing or federalization of a city as well a little later on in the lesson. But again, this guy Big Balls, okay? He was trying to help some lady in distress, all right, being jumped by some thugs, quote unquote, all right? And he tried to help her, and again, they beat him to a bloody pulp, all right? Whooped his ass too, okay? And despite no evidence, again, no camera, okay? No camera footage, no videotape, just based on what you might call word of mouth or hearsay, all right? Okay, that's basically what happened there, all right? And again, we're here now, okay? This is where we're at. And yes, you know, he's trying to, well, he ain't trying to do nothing. He's doing this in pretty much all the major cities throughout the United States. He's planning on doing this in Baltimore, Oakland, New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, my hometown, okay?
Right.
So he's planning on calling martial law or federalizing these cities as well, giving them the same makeover, overlook, okay? So he's going to bring, you know, all these major cities, you know, under martial law, all right? And even though, again, they showing crime is at a low in most major cities right now. So this is his narrative. This is what he's trying to portray, and this is what he's gonna do. Basically, it's you know, being declared on the tribes. That's what it is. You know, this is really about the tribes, okay? Esau don't care nothing about no crime. They waging war on the 12 tribes, all right? And war is already being waged on the northern kingdom. You see? Now, you southern kingdom, Jakes, okay, give me 2 Corinthians 2 and 11.
This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, and it reads, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Verse 12.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, we're not ignorant of what's, you know, this Edomite does, okay? At least he get an advantage of us. Again, like I said, statistics show that crime in major cities is pretty much on a downtrend compared to recent years, all right?
That's right.
But this is a narrative that he is pushing forth. And what's going on, like I said, war is being waged on the tribes, okay?
That's right.
So you can expect this to, you know, follow suit in all those cities I just named. Baltimore, Oakland, New York, California, and Chicago, my hometown, all right? And he's doing this because these 2/3 ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, man? You know, these 2/3 ass niggas they just got to go, man. I just did a lesson down in Arkansas talking about staying away from these 2/3 ass niggas so you don't get caught up in their judgment, man. And that's what we're coming to, okay? If you don't have a covering of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, then you're slated for destruction that's coming down the pipeline. And the Lord sends his prophets to tell you about things before they happen, all right? Jeremiah 28 and 8.
This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. And it reads, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesies both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, and of evil, and of pestilence."
Go ahead.
All right. "The prophet which prophesies of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him."
So see, these 2/3 ass niggas ain't gonna get it till it's too late. See, once all this starts happening, then you gonna know a prophet has been among you, but you didn't take heed when we was telling you about these things, and you're gonna get caught up in this destruction. You're gonna get, you know, caught up in this woe, that's about to, this belt to ass that the Lord is about to put on these, you know, wicked ass Edomites and you 2/3 ass niggas, man. Because man, this is all about the 12 tribes, okay? And that's what he's doing. He's waging war already on the northern kingdom. You see, you got ICE agents all over the place, snatching up the northern kingdom. It don't matter if they, you know, what they call immigrants or not, because that.
And if I may, Elder, this goes back to what you were saying earlier. It goes back to, it's not about red or blue. It's not about left or right. It's about one system that allowed people to come over here. Now another system is called to police them up. So you said it, order out of chaos, create a problem, and then be the solution. So it makes no sense only to him because it's another distraction. You know, without going after the tribes right now, everything would be focused on you. But everything is about the tribes now, which the Bible speaks. So they're only in motion in which the Lord is allowing them to be in motion, to prophesy and continue down the trail in which he has them on.
And
martial law, the lockdown. Okay, now what's next? You know?
And what he's speaking of is pretty much going into that Revelation 13th chapter, 2 horns like a lamb.
Mm-hmm.
You had one party, which is the Democratic Party. You had the same thing. This place is a emulation of Rome. Everything that it does, it emulates the old Roman Empire. And this is Rome 2.0 all over again. Back then you had the patricians and the Flavians. And today you have the Democrats and the Republicans. And what he's going into, the Democrats, okay, when they got Sleepy Joe was in there, he was giving them needles to shoot up dope with. He giving them pipes to smoke the crack with. Hell, he giving them drugs to do, all right? And now you got this guy, okay, coming in, all right, the Republican Party, okay, and now all of a sudden he want to clean everything up. That goes into that 13th chapter in Revelation, 2 horns like a lamb. Mm-hmm. You know, the right wing and the left wing, you know, they make up the 2 wings on that emblem, the eagle, are 2 wings on that dragon because they gonna speak like a dragon in a minute, okay? All right, and that's what's happening, okay?
And too, also, El, if I may, they allowed this, and something they don't even talk about anymore. Who printed up those cash cards for them to use? What happened to that conversation? Who allowed them to stay in the best hotels? You know, we don't talk about that no more, but they didn't just come over here because the door was open. They were allowed to and were given gifts. And that's what your average vampire does. I can't bite you until you allow me to come in. And now that they're in, now it's war on the tribe. So, again, as you said earlier, order out of chaos, yo.
Yeah, and this ain't about nothing but making America great again, huh? Only time America was ever great was during slavery, okay? And that's what this is about. They're trying to take this thing back to those days, okay? Ecclesiastes 1:9, ain't nothing new under the sun. So the same thing that he did back then, he's about to do now. Those horns are about to show, okay? He's about to show you who he really is, all right? And like I say, I don't feel sorry for what's about to happen, man, because like I said, war is being waged on the Northern Kingdom already, okay? And all you Southern Kingdom Jakes who've been talking about this my block, this my neighborhood, we run this block, check in when you come to my town and all that old BS, man, that bullshit. You keep that same spirit, that same energy when these ICE agents and these because it's not just them, that big beautiful bill that he just passed, okay? And he got more funding than ever before. And, you know, that's to fund all these white militant groups, okay? All these, you know, your Oath Keepers. You just seen ICE. We just seen a video where ICE praising the Proud Boys for what they do.
Yep.
You know, you got your Skull and Crossbones, all these militant groups. What do you think they're going to be doing? They're going to become ICE agents also.
But I thought there were no jobs for us, Elder. They created jobs and gave you a $50,000 bonus. Bounty hunters with ski masks on and federal uniforms. Come on, man. That's Esau at his finest, bro.
Exactly. So I ask you, you know, the Purge, is it live? Is it Memorex? Because that's where we headed. We just seen some technology where he had to put the thing in the eye. Same thing as the Purge.
Yep.
Okay, where they put it in the eye. And this is what's happening, man. They're hunting Jake down now, okay? We're in Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. Jeremiah 30:7.
This is Jeremiah 30. And we'll start at verse 7, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Verse 8.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
Yeah. So, you know, the elect of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, that 1/3 will be saved. It talks about in Zechariah 13 chapter verses 8 and 9. Okay, that 1/3 he's gonna carry over and carry through the fire. But 2/3 of you wicked ass niggas, you going in that lake of fire. Okay, all right. And man, you know, you don't run shit. Cause you know, and if you don't have a covering of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, you will be destroyed, okay? This is the worst generation ever, man. These generations, and that's why the Lord is doing this, okay? He's not holding his tongue anymore, okay? He's tired, and quite frankly, man, I'm tired of you 2/3 ass niggas too, man. I don't do a lot of profanity in my videos, but I have as of late because you 2/3 ass niggas, man. You niggas, I hate you niggas, man.
Right.
I hate y'all, man, because, man, you everybody back in their lot, so, you know, you gonna get what your hand got, you got coming, okay? And Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, if you don't have that covering, okay, you're gonna get caught up, man, because the Lord is using these Edomites, you know, to get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, okay? Give me that 1 Peter 4 and 17. 1 Peter 4 and 17.
This is 1 Peter 4 and 17, and it reads, For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
So there you have it. Judgment must begin with Israel, okay, at the house of the Lord. And the Lord's portion is his people Israel, okay? So he's going to use these Edomites. It talks about that in Psalm 17 chapter, how they're going to be a whooping stick on us until he comes back to redeem us, all right? Okay? And, hey, Proverbs 16 and 4. Proverbs 16 and 4, Baba Kasha.
This is Proverbs 16 and verse 4. And it reads, The Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Hey, you see what it did? Read that one more time, Baba Kasha.
Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
And the wicked is Esau, okay? Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, okay? So that's the wicked, and he's going to use these Edomites to get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, okay? That's that sword he finna put on you niggas, all right?
That's right.
Because this is a rebellious ass generation, man. We've told you about these unrighteous decrees, okay, that they're writing, all right? And this is based on these draconian laws that give me that scripture where it talks about the science. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. 1 Timothy Bible Kushai, 1 Timothy 6 and 20. And this is what he's basing everything on, man. Lies, deception, false bullshit, okay?
His true nature, Elder, his true nature. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings, and oppositions of science, falsely so-called.
And that's what he's basing everything on, okay? His pseudoscience, all right? Pseudo, which means false science, okay? And again, despite everything, you know, showing that crime is down in major cities, he's still enforcing martial law, federalizing the cities. Give me a definition of federalize. What does it mean to federalize the city, Baba Kusha?
Salaki. All right, this is the AI overview for federalizing a city. Generally means shifting the governance of a city from its current structure, usually a municipal government, to a federal system, where the city is governed as a constituent unit of a larger federal entity. This often involves transferring significant powers and responsibilities to a central federal authority, potentially reducing the autonomy. So that sounds like, Salaki, the autonomy of the local government. It just sounds like what King President is doing. He's taking the power away from state, county, and local. Now it's federalized. Nobody can question what he does. He just goes with it because, again, as we started out with, it's prophecy. And the Lord is going to have his way because this is his story and we're just playing a part in it right now. This man will truly come with that sword, brother.
And that's beautiful because that's what he's coming with, the sword and destruction, okay?
That's right,
John 10:10 says, but the beast cometh but to kill, steal, and destroy. I come to give you life and life more abundantly, roughly paraphrasing in that John 10:10. And again, this Edomite, okay, this so-called white man, he is the devil in physical form. That spiritual demon Satan, well, that's Esau in the physical form, okay? Everything he comes to kill, everything he's gotten, he's killed off a bunch of people, a nation to get it, okay? Everything he's gotten, he's stolen and robbed the people blind to get it. And if he can't get it, if they decide not to go with him, okay, he destroys it. And what I mean by that, he calls war, okay, sends in a coup. He overthrows the government that's ruling in righteousness and sets up a puppet regime that's going to rule in wickedness, rule how he wants it to rule, okay?
That's right.
The Lord says, I come to give you life and life more abundantly, but 2/3 of our people, they don't want the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, which is a blueprint that leads to life, okay? But they don't want that. They want the trends, the customs, the fads and traditions of this temporal present day evil world, okay? And I say temporal because it's slated for destruction. But the Lord is said that again, like I gave you in that 1 Peter 4:17, judgment must begin at the house of Israel, okay? Because he got to get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, man. You niggas is rough, man. Y'all, you mock the prophets. We telling you what's happening, okay? I gave you that Jeremiah 28:8 because before the Lord does anything, he reveals it to his prophets, and the prophets tell you what are the impending danger that's coming down the pipeline, okay? But you niggas won't listen. Y'all won't hear.
And if I may ever, they just had an example a couple of months ago that the women didn't take heed to. And there he goes, the Lord showing you something you need to take heed to. A $30,000 purse is only made for $3,000 in China. China sends it over to Europe, and Italy puts its stamp on it, made in Italy instead of China, and now it's a $30,000 purse. From one stamp of made here to made here, and I done jumped the price, made it for 10%, and now I'm selling it for $3,000 to $30,000. And people don't take heed to that. And it's just the truth, and the people are blind to the truth. And if I may also, I have Psalm 7, and I'll start at verse 11.
Babu Kusha.
God our power judgeth the righteous, and God our power is angry with the wicked every day. Verse 12. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. So the Lord has this man on 10 with Jacob's trouble right now, and he's coming after those that threaten his his truth with the truth from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So he's gonna ride this lie out, and he's brought the military in to make sure his lie stays as strong as it can for as long as it can.
That's it, Babu Kusha. Read that one more time, Babu Kusha.
All right, Psalm 7, starting at verse 11. God our power judges the righteous, and God our power is angry with the wicked every day.
So he judgeth the righteous man, okay? But he don't want to have nothing to do with the wicked man, all right? He's angry with them on a daily basis. And like I said at the top of the lesson, I can't stand you two-third ass niggas, man. Two-third ass niggas, man. May the Lord destroy you niggas in a wicked death, man.
That's right.
I hate you niggas, man. Don't want to be around you, man, because, man, wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. It just done reached the bounds where you can't stand it no more, man. You don't want to be a part of it no more, man. And this is a rebellious and wicked-ass generation that has to be destroyed. In fact, those bowls that he was talking about, read down to 12 again, Baba Kushah. 7 and 11, go to 7 and 12.
Psalm 7 and 12. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. Verse 13.
That's good. And those bows, that's going into those ICBM missiles, okay?
Missile fire.
Okay, that's
Sir.
going into them ICBM missiles, all right? That's going to come over here and destroy this place, man, all right? All right? And he done wet his sword, okay? All right? So, man, it's going to be ugly judgment going forth. Ugly judgment going forth, okay? And rightfully so, man, because he got to, get rid of you two-third ass niggas. You got to go, man. Give me that Psalm 78 and 8, Baba Kushah. Psalm 78 and 8.
This is Psalm 78 in verse 8, and it reads, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation.
A nice and right generation.
A stubborn and rebellious generation.
Go ahead.
A generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Yahweh power. Yes, sir. So, yeah, these people are, as you said earlier, this is the worst generation. This generation don't stand for nothing. But again, as the elder did his lesson, and he was saying how a friend of his mom, 70 plus, was not only robbed, but beaten. This
Right.
is somebody in your neighborhood. You mad at her because she didn't allow you to cut her grass? You were too busy selling dope. You too busy using dope. You too busy doing something except the right thing. And now things are being cut off from you, and now you want to take it out on your own. And as you already said, these are the same people that's telling you to check in when you coming from out of town visiting. Your hip hop nation world,
And again, these two-third ass niggas who that's why the Lord got to destroy you niggas, man. And that's what this guy is using, this martial law thing and this, federalizing cities for, to fit his agenda, man. This is war being waged on the 12 tribes of Israel, okay?
Yep.
You see, he ain't went over there and fuck with no Chinese foreigners. He ain't went over there and messed with no Hamite foreigners. The only foreigners that he messing with, are so-called immigrants he messing with, is who? Jake, all right? The 12 tribes, all right? And this is basically Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. His judgment is going forth because he had it up to here with you two-third ass niggas. So he's going to use this Edomite to get rid of you wicked ass niggas, man. Destroy you wicked ass niggas, man, all right? Okay? Second Ezra is 15 and 6. Start at 6.
This is second Ezra.
Yeah.
15 and verse 6. Second Ezra 15 and 6 reads, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
See, wickedness is exceedingly. Woo, man, that means everywhere you turn, man, it's some wicked shit going on. Ain't no righteousness. Everything about this place is wicked, man.
24/7, 365 a year, brother. And they're turning it up, believe it or not. They
Yeah.
still got space to turn it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Yeah, their hurtful works are fulfilled because no matter what the sign is, you're still going with prophecy. You have to be who you are. The two-thirds wicked and evil that are serving no purpose for the Lord, but helping this man, be literally the menace in which he is. So since you want to work with him and be like him, the Lord is going to allow him to do what it is to you that he's looking to do to the 12 tribes. Eliminate them. but 2/3 of you have to go anyway, so saith the Lord.
Well, hey, 2/3 are definitely riding out. You okay? When he came and delivered us out of the hands of the Egyptians, he took the whole of Israel out.
That's right.
Everybody ain't riding out this time though. Baba Kusai, keep reading that 2 Ezra 15:6. Keep reading.
I'll start over. 2 Ezra 15:6. For the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
And that's where we at with this thing, man. See, and that's why I just said earlier also in the lesson, if you aren't covered, if you don't have a covering of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, then you're slated for destruction. He say, that read that one more time, Baba Kashah.
This was verse 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things.
So they just flat out commit wicked shit. They don't care. It's the thing to do. It's the norm. This is the fad of the day. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I make millions on OnlyFans. You gotta understand, El. Okay, excuses.
Right.
In which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Hey.
And
the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto the Lord.
Yes,
so those that are keeping his laws, those that are keeping his statutes and commandments,
that's right,
are crying out. And that's going into that Ezekiel, all right? That Ezekiel 9. Matter of fact, Baba Kushai, Ezekiel 9:4.
This is Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. And it reads, And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Yes, the marks the why. Set a mark on the forehead of the men who sigh and cry for the abominations being done in the midst thereof. And man, the only one sighing and crying about this shit is his elect, okay? Everybody else down with it. They up with it. Hey, party. Party.
That's right.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Hey, just all kind of bullshit, man. And the Lord is fed up with that shit. That's why he's going to use these Edomites. You see what's happening, okay, to get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, man. All right? That's what he's doing, man, because this is the worst generation ever, like I just gave you in that Psalm 78 and 8. And we're telling you about these things coming down the pipeline, but you aren't taking heed. Go ahead and Ezekiel 9 and 4 and keep reading.
All right. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
He say, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So see, I ain't feeling sorry for you 2/3 ass niggas, man. I ain't feeling, oh man, kill them niggas, man. Kill every last one of them. Hey man, go ahead, keep reading, Baba Kusai.
Slay utterly old and young,
Ooh.
both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
Oh, and begin where?
At my sanctuary.
Begin where?
At my sanctuary.
And we just gave you that 1 Peter 4 and 17. Judgment got to start. We got to get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, man. We tired of y'all, man. And the Lord is going to use these Edomites. That's that sword he's going to put on you niggas, all right? Because you refused to, hey, Luke 19 and 27. Luke 19 and 27, Baba Kushai. Luke 19 and 27.
This is Luke 19 and verse 27. and this out of the mouth of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither, and slay them before me.
Say, everybody who, go ahead, you got it out.
Again, I'm reading Luke 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither, and slay them before me. Man, if we're tired of them and asking the Lord to come get us yesterday, then imagine the Lord sees everything from what's being done to the children, what's being done to his animals, what's being done to his planet, and everything in it, from the water to the food to the air. Everything this man touches, he corrupts. So we are through with this place and been through. And again, these 2/3 have to do more suffering because they want the attention on who's doing what, but they don't want to be judged themselves, and they're doing the same thing. So they have to pay also for their iniquities.
Yeah, hey, judgment must begin at the house of Israel, okay?
That's right.
That's where it's going to be. And like it said in that Ezekiel 9 at the end, and let it begin at his house. We gave you that 1 Peter 1, 4 and 17, okay? And we gave you that Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord, read that one more time, Proverbs 16 and 4.
Right. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. Proverbs 16 and 4, the Lord Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Hey, and that wicked, see, he gonna use the wicked, he gonna use Esau, he gonna be that whooping stick, and he gonna use him to whoop you 2/3 ass niggas in the shape.
Yep.
Get rid of you 2/3 ass niggas, all right? Because you're a rebellious generation, it's none. Romans, give me that Romans, man. Give me Romans. What do I want? Give me that. I need. What do I need right now? There are none who dealeth righteously. No, not one. Romans 3 and 10. Romans 3 and 10.
This is Romans 3 and 10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. Keep going. Verse 11, there is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after Yahweh. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one.
See, so man, it's 2/3 of you motherfuckers. Hey, he gonna keep his grape, he gonna keep his elect, okay? But man, fuck the rest of y'all. Y'all got to go, man. Y'all, hey, and you got to go because man, you this is why you gotta go. I'm gonna let the Bible talk. Let the Bible speak. Give me Psalms 119 and 126, and back it up with that Jeremiah 8 and 8. But Psalms 119 and 26.
This is Psalms 119, verse 126, and it reads, it is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. So the Lord is about to, again, the whooping stick. It's time for the Lord to allow things to happen through Jacob's trouble that you brought on yourselves for your wickedness, evilness, and non-compliance. You reap what you sow. What goes around has come back around on you, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is fed up. The Lord has had enough. So we're moving forward with, the end of the 2/3, and the Lord will see to it that you all have to suffer and be punished for what it is you put out there, being His people. He'll deal with Esau soon enough. But for you, as you said, brother, it started at the house of Israel.
Hey, and I'm like the Apostle Tahad, talking about jumping over you Edomites just to get to you 2/3 ass Jakes, man. I can't stand you. I can't stand y'all asses, man. Man, back that up with that Jeremiah 8 and 8, and we'll get ready to close out the lesson. I might let this little video play, and we'll close it on that.
That was Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 8 and 8.
8 and 8. Select it. This is Jeremiah 8 and 8. How do ye say? We are wise, and the law of the Lord Yahweh is with us. Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribe is in vain. Come on, bro.
Hey man, so these wicked ass Pharisees, they done made vain the law of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Okay, his law. Hey man, that's why he has to come back, man. What's that? Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Psalms 82 and 5, roughly paraphrasing. But there's no knowledge of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. There's no knowledge of his word. There's no fear of the Lord anymore, man. So he has to come back and put belt to ass now. He has to make an example. And batter up, you 2/3 ass niggas. That's hey.
And what happened with the tribes, brother, as they were welcomed here? Again, I'm giving you cards to eat. I'm giving you cards for cash. I'm giving you shelter in some of the best places that those that live here have never been or allowed to stay overnight. But you got all these places, and your ignorance had you speaking out of place saying, if you don't like what's going on with us, you ain't been doing your job, so we here to replace you. So from one executive order that lets you in, another executive order is not pushing you out, it's literally throwing you out in cuffs and being dragged and beaten at the same time. So, man.
Let's go into that Jeremiah, okay? Ephraim and Israel were held captive together, okay? And they refused to let them go, all right? But, man, this is just prophecy being fulfilled, okay?
Right,
we're at the cusp. We're in the cusp of the apex of Jacob's trouble. As I stated, Southern Kingdom is already under attack, and that's ongoing. It's happening right now as we speak, okay?
Right.
Now, what's happening with this here federalization and this martial law of all the major cities throughout the United States, and most of these are urban cities, black population, okay, Jake populated, all right, and that's who he's coming at now, the Southern Kingdom, all right. So the only time America was great was during slavery, okay, when they could whip us, hang us, okay. They could get labor out of us and didn't have to pay us nothing because this a dumbass Edomite that's running shit. The basis of men in that Daniel 4 and 17, and that's the only way he can be. Well, that's the gift that he was given, the sword, and he's finna put it into full display. I'm gonna play this video and we're gonna get ready to close the lesson. Read that copyright disclaimer.
Commercial. The disclaimer, this views and opinions on this video and in comments on this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and the opinions by this channel's broadcast. If you have a complaint about something or find you content is being used, your content is being used incorrectly, please contact the broadcaster.
Okay, that okay. But let's read this. Let's read this here video, and we'll get a couple of precepts to close.
You know what? That was a
I know that wasn't it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hey everyone, welcome. Let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you seen headlines or videos lately talking about Trump and martial law? It might sound like something out of a movie, but it's actually becoming a real question some people are asking, especially with the direction things have been going lately. Ever since Donald Trump returned to the presidency earlier this year, a lot of people have started asking questions that used to feel unthinkable. And while that might raise some eyebrows, What's more surprising is that the conversation isn't just happening in internet comment sections or on fringe blogs. Legal scholars, journalists, and even some former government officials are weighing in, asking what it means when a president starts talking about using the military inside the United States. And what's interesting is that this concern isn't coming out of thin air. It's tied to an old law, over 200 years old actually, called the Insurrection Act, and it's still in effect today. Most people don't know much about it, but it gives a sitting president very broad powers under certain conditions. So what does all this mean for you? Could martial law really happen here? Or are these just rumors getting blown out of proportion? Let's take a closer look together and make sense of what's actually happening and what might just be political noise. And while we're here, if you like thoughtful and honest conversations about important issues, consider subscribing. It really helps, and I'd love to have you along for future discussions. So now, let's start with the basics. What is martial law? Well, martial law is when military authority temporarily replaces regular civil government. That can mean things like curfews, restrictions on movement, or using soldiers instead of local police. In extreme cases, it could even mean pausing civil liberties like the right to protest or be tried in a regular court. But here's the thing, it's not something we see often in the US, and that's a good thing. We have a strong tradition of civilian government, and martial law is considered a last resort. There's no single law that defines martial law in our country, but the authority to carry it out typically comes from something called the Insurrection Act. Now, the Insurrection Act has been around since 1807. It gives the president the ability to deploy the military within the U.S. under specific circumstances, like putting down riots, helping with emergencies, or making sure federal laws are enforced when local officials can't or won't. It's been used before. In 1957, President Eisenhower used it to help integrate schools in Little Rock, Arkansas. In 1992, President George H.W. Bush used it during the Los Angeles riots after the Rodney King verdict. In both cases, the goal was to restore public order during moments of chaos. So this isn't new. But what makes people nervous now is how and when that power might be used going forward. Now fast forward to January 2025. On Inauguration Day, President Trump signed an executive order declaring a national emergency at the southern border. The order also tasked two key officials, his Secretary of Defense and Secretary of Homeland Security, with reviewing whether it might be appropriate to use the Insurrection Act to control the situation. That report is due April 20th. On its own, that's a procedural step. Presidents often ask for reports or assessments like this. It doesn't mean anything will happen automatically. But when you zoom out and look at it alongside other things happening in the administration, that's when people start asking bigger questions. Like, what's the plan here? You see, Trump has been very vocal about wanting to take strong action on immigration. He's talked about mass deportations, ending birthright citizenship, and even sending the military to the border. When you pair that with this executive order, some people worry that it could lead to military force being used more broadly inside the U.S. On top of that, there were sudden leadership changes at the Pentagon. Several high-ranking legal officials in the military were replaced, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and top legal advisors. The new officials brought in are seen by some as more politically aligned with the president. Now, depending on your...
Well, that's enough of that. I just wanted you to get an understanding of martial law and the Insurrection Act, okay? So basically, what they're doing, the Constitution has been done away with. Your freedom of speech, okay, and all those other, Constitution amendments, they mean nothing because this is pretty much setting the stage for this new world order, this one world order. And this guy Trump, okay, he's aligned with these international bankers. He's aligned with the global banking elites, okay? And that's why they put him in there, man, okay, to do the groundwork, okay, to do the heavy lifting, to scrub this grid, retool and upgrade it, and come out with this new monetary system based on digital currency, okay, blockchain and Bitcoin, coins that are programmable, okay, and that means that you can be cut off. all right, if you do something that the government doesn't like, all right, if you say something that they don't like, for any little reason, Salakia, they can cut you off for 2 weeks, a week. So your finances are going. And this is what we're leading to, okay? Again, Revelation 13th chapter, okay? That chocolate chip cookies, that RFD chip that they're about to try to put in your ass, all right? This guy's gonna try to play God, okay? But again, that's where we at. That's what's happening, and we'll close with that second Ezra. Go down to second Ezra 15 and we'll start about 14.
Second Ezra 15, starting at verse 14. Second Ezra 15 and 14 reads, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
See, so the sword and that destruction draweth nigh. And that sword, hey, they finna put this sword on you 2/3 ass niggas, okay? All who don't have a covering of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, that's what you got coming, okay? Are those bows that he talked about, all right? That missile, okay, yeah, because some of you gonna get, hey, it's the sword destruction, it's judgment going forth, okay?
That's right, brother.
Some of you gonna be eaten by animals. Shit, some of you gonna get ate by people. It's coming to that time, all right? Go ahead.
One person shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And the modern day sword is what?
Man.
A gun. Okay? We ain't talking about swords, even though they gonna get used too. They gonna be stabbing and slicing, dicing, all right? But the modern day sword is a gun. Okay? Go ahead, Op.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition amongst men.
And that's your civil war. They go right there. They're gonna start riding and fighting and doing all manner of wickedness, just to stay alive. Basically, this is where we're going. This is where we're headed. Go ahead.
So if he don't want to face us, he can send his robot dogs and his robots, right? For there shall be sedition amongst men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes and the course of their actions.
So some of you political figures, some of you, they should not regard their kings or what?
Kings and princes, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
So some of you political people gonna get killed and caught up in this too. So some of you political figures, you political leaders, you so-called, you know, people ruling, some of y'all gonna get killed too. Go ahead.
And another reason to shut down the internet when these professional hackers start putting out addresses to the old politicians. Man, things go get ugly. As you said, swords in hand. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
And hey, we just say that's sedition, that's your martial law.
You got your scooters,
That's
you
your,
got your
that's your
bikes,
civil war, yeah. Civil
15-minute
war,
cities.
martial law,
Come on,
all
bro.
this is on the table now.
Yep.
And you know, like you say, that's the sedition, that's your civil war right there. The people gonna rebel, they're gonna uprise, okay? And that's your martial law. Man will try to get into a city and he would not be able to enter. Okay? All right? Go ahead.
Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
And this most, 2/3 of you niggas is prideful as hell, and you're gonna fall. And Esau is the most prideful prideful and arrogant person on the planet. So, hey.
And what did we just see on one of them links, Elder? We just saw men in skirts. Men in skirts. You're making it easy for him to lift your skirt up and have his way with you, man. That's why it says, and men shall be afraid. You're being afraid because now you acting like a woman. You need shelter. You need covering. These people, man, as wicked as they are, man, they still surprise us, brother. And you know, may the Lord come again yesterday.
Well, if you need it, the only covering gonna save you is the covering of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
That's
if you
right.
ain't got that covering, then your ass is out.
That's
Now,
literally
and I'm
ass
hoping, I'm hoping these man, kill all you niggas, kill all you
come on.
2/3 ass niggas, man.
Serving
Be
no
done
purpose.
away with you, man. But this martial law thing, it's on the table and it's happening. Go on, close that out, man. Finish that last. We could read the whole chapter, but you was at what?
Verse 18, I'll go to 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods
So-
because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, brother.
So, it ain't gonna be, because iniquity shall abode, the love of many shall, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, and that's going into that Matthew. But man, he ain't gonna have no pity for his neighbor. He gonna, destroy his neighbor with the sword. Okay, because of lack of goods thereof. It ain't gonna be nothing out here. That tree finna dry up. It talks about in that Luke 23 and 31. That tree, that tree ain't gonna be green no more. It's finna dry up. All right, ain't gonna be nothing out here. Hey, and this is small hatters. This is what you call order archeo, order out of chaos, because they're controlling this here and letting it happen. Pretty much one big catastrophe. To implement them chips that they making, okay, and put them chips in your ass, all right. But this is where we at. This is on the table, and all these end time prophecies are being fulfilled. And that's what's down the pipeline, Israel. That's all we have right now. Lord will, the lesson was edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I like to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharala, rise, Israel, rise.
Khan,
And a Bob of Bold.
Bob of Old.
Until the next time.
Khan, you have my heart, brothers.